This is just gonna be a quick, like 90-second summary of my day because my battery charger, the external battery charger, is dead because the outlet at the motel 2 nights ago was not functioning. So I have low battery, so I have not been videoing, taking pictures all day today. So the quick summary of today. Most of my view, if you look on the left, there were trees. If you look on the right, there were trees. In front of me, there was either dirt or rocks. If I was going straight, I had this determined look and I was making miles. If I was going down, I had the because I was watching my footing, and I need to make sure my foot is flat because of my fracture and my clumsiness. And if I was going uphill, it was a lot of and second doubting myself. What the hell am I doing? What did I sign up for? Why am I here? And thinking that I should quit because I'm not cut out for this. And then I get to the top. And this is why I make these efforts. And this is what makes it worthwhile. I'm at Wayah Bald, and this is the view from the tower at the top. Over here is where I slept last night at Siler Bald. If you can see like that open meadow, that's where I took a picture and posted. So that's where I was, and I walked from there to here today. And this is why I am hiking the Appalachian Trail, as they say down south. According to this map, I should take a picture of it, which I will. Several of those mountains I've already climbed. All those over there, I've already done that. And after that effort of climbing all day, sometimes for hours, actually all the time for hours, when I reach the top, I am struck with an overwhelming sense of achievement, wonder and awe at the beauty that surrounds me, and frankly wonder and awe at myself sometimes that I did something I didn't think I could do and that I was ready to quit just a few hours earlier. So now I really am not going to burn up my battery. I'm going to turn this off, put my pack back on, and it's about, I think, 1.3 miles, 1.5 miles downhill, though, to the shelter. And maybe I'll check in there. Maybe it will be tomorrow. I don't know. I don't want to waste my battery. Good night. Good morning. It's day something. I don't know. It was raining all last night. I'm at Wayah shelter, Wayah Bald shelter or something like that, and it rained. Yeah, the lightning was pretty spectacular. I'm the last one leaving camp, and that's intentional. One of the best things I've done is meeting with Rob at Outfitter 76 in Franklin the other day, who fitted me for my new shoes to help at least minimize my fracture getting worse. And he also gave me a lot of other advice that I'm going to adhere to for a week or so. You know, one is starting later in the day. So to minimize my miles, because I feel pressured every day to do more and more, because, you know, you get Maine in your head and you have to go so many miles a day in order to make it, because they don't keep that mountain open indefinitely. But in order to force myself to listen to my body and to keep my miles down to what my body says is okay, and knowing that I'm stiff and sore and achy in the mornings, especially on a wet morning like this, he said, you know, rather than just getting up and going every morning at 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, just linger, you know. I tend to fall asleep and sleep well between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. And then I'm awake tossing and turning, and then fall back asleep around 5 and sleep well till about 7 or 8. So, you know, up until now I've been waking up at 6:30 and starting to pack up. So he said, you know, just let my body sleep, which is what I'm doing. So it was about 9 o'clock by the time I got out of my tent and made coffee and all that. Got to visit with a few of the tenters, you know, the other hikers, Barista, Chuck Wagon, Daryl and his brother Daryl, Ball Flap, I don't know, some other people. And they all just left. So now I'm just taking a short walk. I just got to my water source. I wanted to fill up my water before I got my pack on and so forth, just to limber up. So it's like 2/10 of a mile here and back, and 2/10 of a mile back, without a backpack, without trekking poles, just to get my body warmed up, get my water, and then break down my tent and throw it on my back and get going for the day. Not going to take a lot of pictures and videos. It's going to be a couple days before I get to the NOC to town to charge my external battery pack. So I'll probably just throw a few days together on some video and catch y'all up. But getting my water and I'll get started. Looks like it's going to be foggy and maybe rainy most of the day. Right now it's not raining, but... And there's my water for the morning. I think since it's piped, I'm going to take a little trail shower. Just wash my face and hands and some other body parts. This is a site I've been looking for all morning. Today my shoulder hurts. And my foot doesn't. Go figure. This is interesting. The shelter looks different from most. There's a tarp to keep the rain out, so that's cool, but like a log cabin, fire pit, and a picnic table. I haven't seen a log cabin-ish type of shelter yet. Nice. But I don't know if I'm staying here. It's still early, so I'm going to take off my pack, have lunch, work out my shoulder muscles with my tennis ball, and make a decision if I want to go further on to the next tent site. Now, sometimes I see a little side trail and I don't know if I want to take it. It's just a couple steps up. And this one is worth it. Wow, that's gorgeous. Oh, do I wish that you could see what I see. Oh, the way the light's hitting. Fantastic. Spectacular. Wow. I got distracted while I was looking at the map, so I'll just pull it out in my tent later and go over what my thought process was today. But there was another guy there. When I arrived at that shelter, I was all alone. So I dropped my pack and went off to the privy. And when I came out, Lost Boy was there. So we got talking, and when I had told him who I was, he said there were at least a dozen, maybe 15 elderly people. I don't know what he means by elderly, but at least older people heading southbound looking for me. When he, when I told him my name, he's like, oh my gosh, they were looking for you. But they were heading south. I don't know who they are. I don't know a group of 12 to 15 older people. But apparently I was further north than them, so wherever, where I sheltered last night. I don't know anything about it, but if you're out there and you're watching this and you were looking for me, I'm sorry I missed you. Make a comment so that I know who you are. So my thought process, and I'll talk quick because of the battery thing, that shelter would have been ideal to stay at. It had a tarp to keep the wind and rain. It's supposed to rain tonight, 30% chance anyway, which probably means 100%. The piped spring was right there. There was a fire pit, a little picnic table, but it was only 3 o'clock. So 2 miles is a tent site, which I don't want to tent in the rain. It's just, you can't get dry. And it's not hiking in the rain, I don't mind. And I don't mind being in my tent when it's raining. It's setting up and breaking down because then the inside of my tent gets wet. So that's 2 miles. And then another, I think 3 miles from there is another shelter. I'll at least get to the tent site, and I might just have to suck it up and stay there. But we'll see how I feel. And then it would be another 3 miles to the shelter. And the last mile or so is a straight up, a big elevation. I don't know, I got a lot of decisions to make.